next airplane on the takeoff roll. Here is one of our solo pilots. This is Stripes, Tad Sargent going out.
A Navy one and the Red Baron one, yeah. A couple weeks ago.
And by the way, for those of you who may have missed out on it, for those of you who are asking the question, are we having fun yet? The answer is yes. A Nissan, 4-door silver or white, license plate 0, Tango Papa 73 Golf. Your lights are on. Here we go. Solo aerobatics. That's Stripes up there. He's doing a loop. And if you think this is fun watching it on the ground, you should do it in the airplane. Oh, it is indeed the ultimate roller coaster ride. Going to roll the airplane over and bring it around here. Airspeed is building up. Going to pull about 4 Gs right about there. Actually, he's taking it pretty easy. I'll bet you that was about 2.5 or 3. This airplane is not designed to do world-class aerobatics. It is designed to do loops and rolls, and there you see a nice gentle aileron roll. It is not by any means competitive in the world of high-powered aerobatics. Up onto the vertical there, going to kick that rudder over. Woo-hoo-hoo! Tad Sargent, a call sign Stripes, is up there with that airplane, and I had the great privilege of flying with him just a few weeks ago in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. There he goes, rolls it to the inverted and rolls it right back to straight and level again. And if you're thinking that this is a fun ride, oh, it surely is. Coming back over the top, hanging by the belts, all the blood going to his brain, rolls it back upright again. Let's hang on to this airplane for just a moment. Okay, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4 points of the 4-point hesitation roll. On to the vertical again. Tad Sargent out there, call sign Stripes. Another hammerhead stall turn up there at the top. You run out of airspeed just as you kick the rudder over. Kevin Sullivan, the world has just stopped in its track, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin Sullivan just got cold. He's our air boss today. Oh, he's going to do a beautiful slow roll with that RV. That is an RV8, by the way. The difference between an RV4 and an RV8, the RV8 is a little bigger, it's a little wider in the cockpit. Gives you a little bit of elbow room for those long cross-country flights, which this airplane is easily capable of. Rolls the airplane over, hanging by the belts. Definitely a lot of fun to fly, as well as it's not a bad ride if you happen to be the passenger in the back either. Our next pilot coming up here is Bob Sullivan here, and he's headed around here somewheres. Ah, here comes Stripes in for the landing. By the way, Wizard, if you're out there listening, my apologies for that bio. They made me do it. All right, we're looking for Bob. Here he is, coming in from behind and to the right. Bob Sullivan, otherwise call sign known as Bob. Here's Bob. Smoke is on. Pulls up onto the vertical there. Man, the wind has definitely picked up a little bit here. Comes over the top. See, now if you want to do nice, gentle aerobatics, the RV is definitely the plane for you. Fully capable of basic aerobatics, and it's built to withstand a pretty good amount of stress, but also can be used as a serious cross-country airplane, as it does a half moving out. Oh, he's going back onto the vertical again. Betcha it's going to be a hammerhead. Airspeed is bleeding off. There's the rudder kick. Woo! I love hammerheads. It is just so cool to be looking at the sky one minute and then looking at the ground the very next. Bob's pulling up a little bit, which can only mean one thing. As soon as I see him do it, I'll let you know what it is. There it is. He's going to roll the airplane to inverted and pull it through. I believe that would be the classic split S maneuver. As you can see, his wings are waggling a little bit. It is a little bumpy up there today. That's one of the beautiful things about a smoke trail. You can actually see what the wind is doing and how quickly it's doing it. Hammerhead stall, turn around, bringing the airplane back to Airshow Center. If you're wondering where Airshow Center is, look out at the runway. You'll see that big yellow piece of heavy equipment out there. That's it. That's a 4-point hesitation roll, stopping every 90 degrees, a very popular maneuver, very difficult to do well. Onto the vertical again, kicks that runner over. Man, I want to go for a ride with Bob. All these hammerhead stall turns. The only problem being is I don't want to ride, I actually want to fly. Here he is, beautiful photo pass. That's Bob going by. With his beautiful RV-8. Well, you know, I hate to say this, but we may have to hold up the show for a little bit. Not just yet, but I'm hearing rumors. We've got the groundskeeper here wants to go, of all days, for an airplane ride. In the middle of the air show, no less. Do you believe this? The guy is absolutely dead set certain that he wants to go for an airplane ride today. So stay tuned. We'll keep you posted on this. All right, Bob down here getting his airplane all lined up for the runway. Okay, he's out there scrubbing off some speed, getting ready to come around. Here's Bob, paints the airplane onto the runway, does a wheel landing. All right, Danny Kite here, call sign Speedy. Once again, Fast Eddie and Speedy together again here at Greenwood Lake. This, I believe, is an RV. This is an RV6. The difference between this and the RV8, the 6 allows you to sit side by side with your passenger. But I wanted it with the nose wheel, otherwise known as the RV6A. And Danny Kite call sign Speedy is up, out, and away. And in just a moment, he's going to turn that airplane around and crank it up for your entertainment right here at the Greenwood Lake Air Show. I've just been informed that we are indeed going to have to interrupt the air show for our groundskeeper. One of the local farmers comes up and mows the lawn here, and we're going to have to stop the show to give him a ride. Oh well, just another day at the air show, I guess. No big deal. In the meantime, way off in the distance there, going by, he's enjoying all the pretty scenery before he cranks his airplane up. Actually, the reason he's doing that is very simple. We've got one of our Skyride helicopters coming in, and we want to make sure that we have no conflicts of any kind between the aerobatic pilots and the Skyrides. And if you would like to go for a helicopter ride, you can do just that. Come on down here to the Connie, and I'm sure that they'll be able to set you up. And here he is. This is Danny Kite call sign Speedy. Smoke is on. Pulls up onto the vertical. Hanging by the belts right now. You know, the thing is, one thing you have to understand when you're flying an airplane inverted or wingless like that, no matter how tight you have the seat belts and shoulder harnesses, when you go inverted, your rear end no longer touches the seat of the airplane. It's a little thing we call panic factor. Brings the airplane back around here. Smoke system. By the way, if you're wondering about the smoke system, it's a little stuff called Corvus oil. It is actually a mold release agent used in the concrete business. It is injected into the exhaust stack where it vaporizes. It does not actually burn. It also is biodegradable for all of you out there who like that kind of thing. And here comes Speedy after doing that hammerhead stall turn, back to straight and level, and rolls the airplane over, pushes the stick hard over into his right knee. Whoa, we got a Gulfstream going by. Well, our airspace goes up to only 3,000 feet, and I'm sure that Speedy is well below it, and I'm sure the Gulfstream is above it. Speedy up there rolling that RV6 around, having a good time. Our FAA representatives up here wagging their fingers at the guy with the Gulfstream, saying, "Bad pilot, naughty pilot." And you know, maybe we can get that Gulfstream to do a pass. That'd be pretty nice. All right, Speedy's coming back in here towards Air Show Center. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. 4 points on the 4-point hesitation roll. Back onto the vertical again. Going to bleed off a little airspeed. Hanging by the belts right about there. And he holds it on the down line a little bit before rolling back to straight and level again. Pulls back up onto the vertical, going over the top. And right now, from his point of view, The world is upside down. There's 1/2 a Cuban 8 turnaround as our sky ride heads back out. And that wraps it up for Speedy. All right, here comes RB.
Nope.
Bob Gibbons at the controls of this airplane. Got an RB-8 on the takeoff roll. One of the things that we are concerned with today is the direction and the strength of the wind. Here at the air show, if you'll look out at the wind socks and the American flags and everything that are flying, you'll see that the wind is blowing toward the crowd. It's called an on-crowd wind. It's not real good to have at an air show. The desirable situation is actually no wind at all, or to have a wind going down the runway, because the wind is your friend when it comes to takeoffs and landings. However, a crosswind can be a handful, but these are all trained professional pilots. They all know how to handle this. It just makes it a little more demanding when they're doing their air show routine because they are being pushed toward the crowd. It's actually better and easier for the pilot if they are pushed away from the crowd. But we're not that lucky today. Maybe we'll get lucky tomorrow. And of course, there's always the Monday air show. Here comes Speedy. As you can see there, the wind giving him a little bit of difficulties on the landing. And he's got it. Painted it onto the runway there. Holds that tail wheel off because he needs the extra authority from the rudder to hold the airplane straight. But soon he will put the tail down and taxi back into position. Here comes Bob Gibbons. Call sign RB. Man, he's got this thing cranking too. Look at that beautiful airplane hanging by the belts, all the blood going to his brain, which is painful, by the way, and rolls back to straight level again. All right, he's going up, he's slowing down, waiting for the kick. There's the kick. You know what? I'll bet you right now that if we were listening to the radio, he's up there going, yeehaw! I know I would. Smoke system is on. Here comes RB. Up over the top here. Look at how nicely all that white smoke shows up against this beautiful blue sky. Sure does beat the snot out of that hurricane that came up the last time we had the show. Ha ha, Irene. We got the show in anyway. On a 45-degree climb out, rolls the airplane inverted. This is the reverse Cuban 8 turnaround. Back to straight level again. Remember, with the reverse Cuban 8, you start high and end up low. Back onto the vertical again. I'll bet you he's going to come over the top. Yes, he is. Dr. Smoke trying to get his airplane started up here. Come on, baby. Kick. Coming back down past Airshow Central. Here is RB. Man, I love the paint job on this. No matter what it is, a car, an airplane, a wagon, they always look good in red. Even a Yugo looks good in red. Hammerhead stall turn coming back around. There's the pull, about 3 G's putting him into the seat of that airplane. And 3 more G's. And coming up over the top here. as you can see, the Airshow smoke is definitely blowing right towards all of us. And that is the beautiful inside or barnstormer loop. Little too much fuel in the exhaust stack. RB there bringing the airplane around. Coming up onto the vertical once again. Bet she's going to kick that rudder. Wait for it. Yep, there it is. Whoa, that's hard on the exhaust system. Coming back around, pulls on back to straight level again. And RB is heading back towards the bay. Whew, that was intense. Oh man, that was intense. Dr. Smoke is parked right up here by the announcer stand. A couple of cylinders kicked and then the thing banged. Big pop. Bet you a lot of you heard it. Perfectly normal on a cold day with an aircraft engine that hasn't been run in a little while. You got to prime them to get them started. Sometimes you get a backfire. RB is back behind us right now, and he's going to get set up for his landing. In the meantime, we got a helicopter ride coming in. It's actually landed. And Dr. Smoke is warming his engine up. Here comes RB in for landing that beautiful black and red airplane. Runway is in sight. The landing gear is down and welded. Or actually, I believe in this case it's down and bolted. Helps if you turn the mic on. And Bob Gibbons, RB, is on the